Morning, sir.
Morning, how are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Good. Okay.
Yes, I'm okay, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir. Me go, sir.
Brando, well done.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Now we have this year we have His Excellency Ambassador Lawrence. We have Her Excellency Ambassador Efe here. We have Mary here, and we have Sylvester here. So now, can we, at this moment, just whoever who has something to share with respect to the assignments, this I can give you co-host, so that you can share. Delor, you want to try?
Yeah, I don't mind having a go. Have you given me access?
Yes, I have given you access.
Okay. Okay. I guess you can see my screen. I assume this is a greenfield company, and with that, I thought the first one, business understands the value of data quality and actively participates in or champions data quality initiatives. I said, being a greenfield, they are on level 2, which I want to believe they have some awareness. That is it. And
Sorry, let's start from the criteria.
okay. Okay, so the criteria are to assess data quality maturity. This is about the academy is Robosaki Data Academy, and we're using the capability maturity model integration program for rating capabilities on the rate of scale 1 to 5. 1 being initial or ad hoc, and the second being developing. The third is defined, and fourth one is managed and measurable, and 5 is optimized. So this is the scale we'll be using. So just to get into the first block will be meeting business needs. And like I said, I rated them being a greenfield. Currently, as it is, it's level 2, which I believe they have some kind of awareness that exists, and a few business units show interest. The goal will be in the next 1 year to get into level 3, and that is defined scale, which by that time, business leaders will actively champion and fund data quality activities. And then at the 3rd year, we should have gotten to the 4th level, which is managed or measurable, managed and measurable. So at that point, we would feel that again, the business leaders have actively championed and funded data quality activities. So that's what I thought in that number 1. And then the second one is data quality vision, being fully aligned to corporate vision, mission, and strategies. Again, like I said, on the assumption that this is a greenfield company, their current state as it is level 1. So there's no formal data quality vision or activities. They are on ad hoc basis. And then the goal would be to go to level 3, where data quality vision aligns partially with corporate strategy. And that also what I will see as a target in the third year. So that is that. On the third one, data quality outcomes that meets business expectations. Again, I feel at this point, the data issues frequently disrupt operations, so there is no kind of it's not met at the moment. So level 1, still an issue. And then the expected outcome at level will be after 1 year will be level 3. So outcomes were mostly aligned with business expectations. And then at the third year, I will expect that outcomes are continuously improved through, can I say collaboration? I'm not sure what that CIOA means, but I think it's collaboration. I'm not sure. The next one is data quality plans are in place to support business units. I feel that data issues, one second. I feel there's no structured plans and responses are very reactive. So I said they are on level 1, which is initial, and the expected level in the next 3 years will be to formalize data quality plans and for all major business decisions. This is also expected in the third year. And the last one will be data quality metrics are in place to monitor data quality over time. This particular one, I feel that no defined metrics or measurements and practices are in place at the moment. So they're still as it is. They are still in level 1, initial. And in the next 3 years, the expected outcome will be continuous monitoring and reporting drive to improve initiatives. And then in the 5th year, we'll expect that there's an advanced analytics and automation support have been provided. So I thought maybe for this particular exercise, maybe to do this particular one, and maybe can take some kind of feedback and corrections, and that will help me to go down and populate others. So I didn't think it may be making sense for me, or I didn't think it would be right for me to just carry on doing, but I thought, let me present this at the moment and see what it looks like, and then get some kind of feedback, whether I'm on track or there's some kind of maybe point me in the right direction if I'm not on the right track. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Right. Has anybody got any question for him? Any question or contribution?
Excellent CFA, I think you have some contribution.
I was
Yes.
about to say, can you increase the screen size a little bit, please? I'm not using my laptop at the moment. Okay. Yeah, that's much better. Right. So, yeah, that's fine. So you said your 1 year target. So the current status is 2, which you said was more like a greenfield, right?
Yes, please.
And but in the first year, you intend to move that to a 3.
Yes, that's the intention. So year 3 will be business leaders actively champion and fund data quality activities. That's expected target.
Okay. So in that first year, business understands the value of data quality and actively participates in or champions data quality initiatives. How do you intend to achieve that 3? I don't know I think I must have missed that first part. How do you intend to achieve that 3 to make sure the business gets to that 3 in that first year?
I think as it is at the moment, there is there's little awareness. So
Okay.
my goal would be maybe when there is lack of knowledge, it could be that there's a gap for training, and
Okay.
there will be need for serious collaboration with other stakeholders or other departments just to bring them up to speed, since only few have got interest and awareness that could kind of push us to the next year target. So ultimately ensure that it's training and then get some collaboration, maybe provide some champions that will actually push the idea and the interest, increase interest. But correct me if I'm wrong.
So I'm going to be spent. No, well, I'm not going to say there's no right or wrong answer.
Right, okay.
Okay, one of them, they had old hands like us who are not willing to learn. What happens then? Are you going to go tell the company, let's employ newer people, or are you going to say, okay, since if it's not willing to change her stance on acquiring training, we get rid of her and employ new people? How are you going to go about it?
Excuse me. I think this is
Because
where
don't forget now,
I think this is
you're getting
where
a bunch of money. Yes.
I think this is where I mean, it's something that is prevalent in organizations and departments where there will be have
Absolutely.
people are pushed back and not willing to change. That's change management process always gonna be on ground or before even this, and essentially letting people have understanding of the shared interests, which is the common vision, mission, and strategies of the organization, which is like the goal that we want to achieve, and
I think
um, sorry.
no, I said you were dipping in and out. We're losing you.
Oh, okay. So I said it's about trying to have that shared interest, making departments or that group of people that are having pushbacks to understand the ultimate vision and mission of the organization, and possibly how that will impact them or be of benefit to that particular department.
Okay.
That's the way I think maybe kind of put across the training that will help them understand how that will impact them positively. Yeah, that's the idea.
Okay. So it doesn't mean you're going to be spending more money from the company.
My guess would be there will be
Organization like spending money. The one of those new changes implemented. The organization like spending money. They like bringing in money, but they don't like spending.
I guess there will be a
So
training
that would
budget for this.
okay.
Maybe Pastor can now come in. Pastor, help your brother.
Okay, no, okay.
That question, because that question is very, very, it's a top position question, to be quite honest. Anybody who could even ask that question it's a top position. If that question is asked in an interview and you're able to provide an answer, and there's no way you would never have the job, to be quite honest. Yeah, because you came out with your roadmap and you now say, okay, this thing is actually a green field because I can't see business need being met there. So you even favor them by putting it to be two. Knowing fully well that okay, we just have a database that like company running. Okay, it's not supposed to be one anyway. But now you see, there's gonna be the column. That column, let me show you. You can create a column because I remember when them High Excellency, when they were giving their column, you see, after the gap 2, you see the last gap 2, you extend the column towards this, explaining what you can do.
Right, okay.
Yeah, you can create a column and a row after just like that towards the ending, go ending. So now you put come just like the people are putting reasons in the first assignment. So put reasons in each of the rows. Each of the rows. Come each of the rows, how you tend to achieve your target. So they created their own anyway. So okay.
So
Like,
can I Can I still say something?
Okay, if you want to say something, yeah, because I have a lot to say on that question.
Okay, so I was going to say it's quite realistic, but what I'm trying to say is that you would have people pushing you back.
Yeah.
Senior management might agree with you and say, yes, let's get everyone involved. Let's get everyone in making sure they're interested in this data quality initiatives. But they are just the people on top. With the real people you need to be dealing with are the people at the bottom who are going to make sure they frustrate you. They're going to, especially if it's something that has not been done before in a particular company. First of all, no one likes reading. That's one thing I find. You can even put dates and tell everyone the importance of coming for a training workshop and all that, and no one would even read. They just look at it as one of those normal circulars that come out in organizations to say. Some won't even bother reading it, except you're going to meet them and say, "Did you read my email?" Or you start doing a one-to-one with people. So, but what I'm just trying to say is that saying you're going to be hitting that 3 in a year's time, it's quite realistic. It's quite doable. But I'm just telling you now that
it's a
you're
real struggle.
probably going to meet some hindrance along the way before you can meet before you can meet that 3 which you intend to meet. So
that's why. Sorry. Can I come in now?
Yes, go on.
Okay, thank you. That's why that question asked. That was what were your reasons, and how will you be able to do it? So, if you look at it, the main thing is that you want to promote share ownership and accountability. And when business teams, you put together, understand data quality value, what happened? They no longer see it as an IT issue. So awareness is very important. So instead, you now have to take a co-ownership of the data they create, and also use and also maintain. So this share accountability that you want to create actually ensures that data policies are followed, because we're talking about business now, business needs. Data policies are followed consistently, and errors are identified early by the business parts users as well, across the functional departments and within the enterprise. And also accountability for data quality is distributed across departments. So this accountability is very, very important. You can just put the word in, you promote share ownership accountability. You might not be able to put detail now. You can put much detail later. And for example, a marketing department validates customers' data at entry because they understand what data affects campaign rate of return, or return on investment as well. So then you can give another reason of saying only that column, because you need to convince, like as if Her Excellency said, Caroline said, that the intricacy you meet, the difficulties you meet, is when people trying to say, well, what is it in it for me? So they want to frustrate your effort. And you have to put your case why you have to meet up that target within 1 year and within 3 years. And also you embed data quality in business process, not in IT process. So you should be active in terms of business participation, letting them know that every aspect of the government, of the company per se, I'm talking about department, should actively participate in business, in data quality, in order to ensure data governance is operationalized across their functions, not just theoretical. They must make it operational. So you make it involved. So it becomes part of everyday workflows when they have, such as data entry, reporting, and even decision making. Those things are very important. The one result from such is that business processes naturally produce high quality when you make them every department to be more operational with it and standardized as well. standardization will be uniform, and also every data will be trusted when it comes to those are the resultant effect of such. And then one of the reasons you have this target, which of them you want to strengthen the data governance framework. Okay, and by that it means that the framework rely on collaboration between data stewards, IT, and business stakeholders across the every aspect of the company. When business units like department as well champion data quality, what happens? Data stewards receive better feedback quickly, and data governance committees get businesses driven priorities. They not just to prioritize their schedule, they are not just to schedule their priority, but they also need to prioritize their schedules. Okay, and policies and standards will be what we get more realistic and widely accepted by the business himself. So it's very important. And when it comes to that, the resultant effect will be like governance policies are not just top down, but also they reflect real business need. What that means is from bottom to up as well in terms of accountability and responsibility. So there are so many reasons you can put there that will buttress your target. That is fantastic target you have. If anybody has anything to say on that, you can continue. Otherwise, we can go to the next one. If you have got anything to talk about the second target?
Can I just say something in this first one that I mentioned? I think would this be the first assignment for a data governance manager if he's hired in an organization? If that's the case, then would there be, because you're trying to present this to the senior execs, and then I'm hoping that when you're presenting it, there will be need for a kind of budget to drive this initiative and implement
Absolutely.
it. Yeah.
Absolutely, because that's where we're talking about business need. It requires the chief executive and even other stakeholders to know, okay, you know what, to ensure this target, they're going to be budget. And that's why Ife was talking about the other time that if you say more or less a greenfield, that means probably they have never been fiscal, they have never been prior then, no fiscal budget towards it. So then they may do supplementary if they're really willing. Otherwise, you will still be in the company still talking about roadmap 1. After 1 year, you see roadmap 1. They're just paying you heavy salary, but they haven't budgeted to say they should take this target on board because there may not be budget for it.
Okay.
So you have to build this case for the budget.
Okay.
Yeah. So
essentially, you will build like a business case for this
this is a business case. When you're gonna that's what you're doing now, because so you should be because you're an expert. When you're talking to them, you have you got an access, and then you now access their database, and you can see this following. Because you have taken data governance as a business case, we want to know whether the entire business actually understand the value of data quality and actively participate in or champion data quality initiatives. If it is no, or if it is need, then you advocate, you put it there. Then you have to build your case. Why do you have to have a target of such to 2 under 1 year? Because maybe the budget to it is minimal. So on that basis, in the next 3 years, I want it to have what up to 4, which the gap will not be because the optimize is 5. So you 3 years span is going to be like incremental budget towards it every year. Depends on the complexity of data you're handling in the enterprise. So it's very important. So you are building a case. You're not just building a case. You're writing the reason why you're building such a case, or your target, or the state it was, the current state, and then the subsequent here. You also going to use graph to promote. Okay, now can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Okay, look at go to sheet. What sheet are you? Is it sheet 1 or sheet 2?
Sheet 2.
Go to sheet 3 and see what's going on there. things will change already because of your care.
Yeah.
Go to Shitiri.
Mm.
You see what you did now.
Yeah.
See your 3 years, see your 1 year, and see you see how it is now. So that automatically change.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you do this, the other component, you will see the other component will be reflecting. But before this one was zero, nothing in the
Yeah, there's nothing there. Yeah.
That's it. That's how it is. So you use the graph you have visualized your data, what your case is, and then they will be interpreting, have a domain to which they take decisions. What they have, that is what you're telling these people. This is the state of your database of data quality in this company, and this is where I want you to take it, because they will ask you, how will you be able to? First of all, you want to understand if the company, data governance is well managed in terms of, or ensure in business case, does the business really understand that everybody participate actively? When you talk, they know where you're going. I don't know if I'm communicating at all.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yeah, let's go to the second one. Has anybody have any question to ask on the second one? Because we must ask questions, because seriously, we must ask questions.
Think it will be on the case of how do I improve, moving from as it is to B, which in 1 year, how do I do that? Her Excellency, I guess that's your question now.
Yeah. So what I wanted to say is that whilst the targets are quite good, so you want to go from a 1 to a 3, sometimes it's not realistic enough, and I can tell you why it's not realistic enough, because one could be data literacy, insufficient, the importance and implications of data quality might not be something that people want to accept across the organization. And again, the same reason I gave earlier was resistance to change. People are reluctant to adopt new practices, new culture, new ways of doing things. Even myself.
Yeah,
sometimes you see that it's a new software that comes out, and we are all murmuring and complaining and saying, oh my God, why do I have to train myself on this? I've only just gotten to grips with what was being used before. Then all of a sudden they're bringing this one for me to start using. So people are always resistant to change, but it's a good thing when change comes in, because at the end of the day, it helps drive productivity and efficiency. And then, of course, poor communication is one of the main things, because some managers will just put something out there without really explaining in depth to their employees why they really need to adopt, or why they really need to adopt a particular practice. Just like a child saying that, mommy, I want a sweet. And you're not giving them the reason why they shouldn't have that sweet at that moment. All you're saying is, you can't have it. The next thing is that child is going to burst into tears. But if you tell them the reasons why they can't have the sweet at that time, they probably will understand and say, okay, not to worry. I will have it when you want me to have it,
Yeah.
So, and then of course, sometimes the lack of budget. So I would put that 1 year target as a 2. It doesn't mean that you're not doing your job as a data governance manager. And like what Pastor said earlier on, your roadmap normally will be 30, 60, 90 days. Yes, 30 days could realistically become 6 months. And even the 60 days could be a year before you even think of how you're finding your feet and all that in the company, because of that resistance to change. So that's just what I have to say. No, you don't need to change it. If it's possible that you might go in and you have all these ideas, lofty ideas that people will immediately accept from you, someone else might go in and they'll say no. But, everybody's approach is quite different. So if it can be achieved in that 1 year, that's fine. But if it cannot be achieved in that 1 year, you don't need to beat yourself up to say, I have failed as a data governance manager. That's just what. Thanks for listening to me prattle on anyway. All right. That's me. Done.
Thank you so much. Yeah, like as she said, you don't need to change it because you know what you're doing and how you could justify, your, you know how you could justify your reason of being.
Okay.
So it's neither here nor there, but when you are presenting it, you should present why is it justifiable. If it's not, then someone, because especially not everybody you're going to present this into will agree with you, especially when they know they don't have money to do what you want to do.
I agree.
What you wanted to do. So it is your duty now to impress on them. Can you tell me why do you think it's not practically reasonable to do it? Is it because of budget stretch? I say, okay, now what do we need? First of all, I'm going to ask you, okay, well, how much do you need for this? Because yes, how much do you need for it? You know, being a governance manager, you might want to need to employ 2 data governance manager, data analysts, and you want to employ maybe 2 other stewards, and you want to, so you have budgets now, and if you employ them, that means they need employment, and they need a salary, and maybe adding car allowances and all those things, so put it together, and then we talk about other things. So you need to come out with a budget to ensure your target. If it's no, sorry, we can't afford this at this time. Can we just reduce your target? How much would that be?
I get that.
You see what I'm talking about? So,
Yeah.
so that's why Her Excellency was speaking the other time, telling you that, oh, it's not realistic, it's not, but it could be realistic. It depends on where you know, who you presented this case to now. So, and you don't need to change it. So you have to be firm and able to defend it well, which it neither here nor there. So we must respect everybody who say yeah. So now the second one, we're talking about the vision fully aligned to corporate vision. Corporate vision, that means your quality initiative, does it align with the corporate vision, mission, and strategies? Now you need to give reasons. So the reasons you may have to give, if you allow me to talk about it a little bit. Don't know if you will allow me to talk.
Yeah, please, sir.
Okay. Now, the reason we must have what is called strategic direction. What that means, strategic strategy, you know the word strategy means long-term. So strategic direction will be, in this case, will be like a data efforts directly support business vision and goal. Okay. Yeah, where data efforts actually directly, it's not indirectly, directly support business vision and goal. That's the decision you want to make. And then also you may need executive support. This one is easier. This one really means that easier to secure leadership buy-in and funding. That is where Her Majesty was talking about the financial in terms of budget. So the executive must support, which is very easy to secure leadership buy-in. So it's not a case of what is it in it for me. They need to buy it in because you have professionally and expertly defended your target. On that basis, they need to buy in, and also funding. Executive buy-in and funding. And then one of the things that I always want people to take note of is operational consistency. So in that is data standard must match corporate performance targets. You know, data operational consistency is very important. So I know you're typing. It will be nice. I will send them directly to you. Will be better.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, because we are still recording this thing,
Okay.
so that we can also go through that. I'm only looking at your own. That's why I'm saying this now. But if we have other people coming with different things, if it doesn't match, data standard does not match corporate performance targets, then there's no way we can really ensure that taking place with respect to that target, because the performance target you put there, so the data standard doesn't, the standard is the kind of how data be standardized. If it doesn't matter with the corporate performance target, then it will not, they will not buy into it. The funding as well. So I also want to, in this respect, look at it that we're talking about corporate, collaboration. Okay. Collaboration means when you share purpose across business department or units. And that's why you see how alignment ensures effective data governance. You align everything together. Also, decision quality matters when you look at the reliability that supports, that data supports a strategic and even ensuring innovation taking place. And we also need to look at how can it be sustained over the long time with respect to even future decisions that need to take place within the corporation. Sustainability is very important. So the governance involves, as it involves, with corporate priorities, especially when you do scalability or migrating from one platform to another. Sustainability is very important. So that is how you align, how you align, your alignment ensures data governance strength within the corporation. Okay, let's look at the other side. The third, is it the third, where are we? Is it the third one or fourth one?
So it's the third one here.
Anything from Nakbada. Anything to look at, which the third one is data meeting what?
Data quality outcome meets business expectations.
Yes, that is very important. So how are we doing that? Anything we target, look at the target.
One as it is 1, and to be in 1 year will be 3, and the 3-year target will be 5. I'm sure this is very, very optimistic expectations and target I put here.
Any reason why?
I'm sure, at hindsight now, maybe I would have not given these high targets because, again, if it's an organization that's still at the initial stage and greenfield, maybe it would have been nice to grow organically rather than making very high expectations. And then that's my thoughts. But again, you will correct me here if I'm wrong.
So on that basis, are we talking about, are you withdrawing the?
I would, yeah. If you, based on these first two that I've spoken, again, it depends on what one has seen, the data one has seen, but
For me,
yeah,
yes, it's that 3 is realistic if you can actually drive it. If you can drive it home
right,
across
okay.
the board. But if you can drive it home, because when you say data quality, it means that the data itself is now accurate. So which means the data is correct and reliable, which reflects the real world or real life situation we're talking about. In a place like, I'll use the NHS now as an example, because I like using that health sector. Data, of course, has to be accurate and it has to be reliable. Because if someone is suffering from an ailment, taking cancer, which is quite common now, for example, someone's taking a cancer, you need to make sure you're sending the letters or sending scan results to the right person. So that data has to be accurate as much as possible. You can't send the result for Mr. A to Mr. B or to Miss C or Miss D or whatever, and then expect that the person will sit back and not take it lightly. So the data has to be comprehensive and include all necessary information. That's a possibility. Yes, that target can be met as long as, again, you have the right people in place. If they are consistent, then yes, the data will meet all expectation. But of course, if you have people who are laid back or people not with the right skill set, not with the right mind, then you are fighting another battle again. So 3 is realistic, we'll put it that way. But then again, do we have the right people in place? Are people willing to do the right thing? Is the communication across all board? I think basically all of them has to do with communication and making sure you have the right people who are trained to input the data onto the system for it to be able to meet business expectations. Because with business expectation, there is the risks now, which the risks that was there before, is that now cancelled out? If it's a credit card company, you have made sure all the data is in place. Are they still sending out stuff to the right person, or are they losing money if it's a bank? So yes, it's realistic, but yes, again, you have the right persons who are willing to invest their time to make sure. Yes, when you say you live in Sokoto, is someone actually verifying if you actually live in Sokoto for them to put that on the system? So it's realistic, depending on if you can mitigate all the factors that's likely to make it unrealistic. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Excellency. I think to me, it's neither here nor there. It depends on their case. That's why you are here, because every company can never be the same. You might reach there, you might see these people are good enough to support, then realistically you can meet that target. But if you can, because as for me, if I have to rate this, because you say green field, because everything I'm going to be talking is going to be based on green field.
Yes.
You celebrate every issue of successes that you have.
Yeah.
So, and once you stabilize, and you automatically your maturity will be taking place. So don't forget, we're still talking about business.
Yeah.
And if you look at your target business, the first one is a business understand. You put one. No, you put two.
Yeah.
Okay? So if you put two here, there is, and this one is talking about business expectations. So you take, and then you say three. So 3 is not too bad, 2 is not too bad, because when you say 2 here and they have given you a budget for 2, most likely that this one will shift to 3 in your target. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, yes, I do.
Most
Makes
likely.
sense.
But if you have put 4, then I really don't know how that will take place. Okay? But free, it can be free, could be also be 2, but free is not too bad. So now, what are the things we need to look at as reasons? So business case, what we talk about business expectation for effective data governance, management. You look at the values of the business, the value you're going to create, the business is going to create by you having such a fantastic data governance program you have, where you thereby having policies, having best practice, having criteria, having standards, having visualization, also having training taking place. Those things are very important to get to such target. Business value is the value you've created that people will prioritize. Okay, on that basis, in business value, it will be like you confirm governance delivers tangible results with respect to, that is the value. It's about value is about delivering a tangible result that people can relate to, that can magnetize money or funds into the business. Okay, and there also be some business expectation cases will be decision quality that comes out of your data. So does it are they ensure accuracy, timely, the dimension of a data dimension process, also for data-driven decisions. So all the quality that comes out of the data, we help in driving the decision expectation within the business itself. So, and then we're going to be looking at, so these are the reasons that for your target, going to be looking at like trust and collaboration. Do we build confidence between data and the business teams that you have is any collaboration. Okay, that's what it means. And we also need to talk about data governance effectiveness.
Mm.
So what does that mean? Does it demonstrate that control and standard work within the enterprise? You set up standard, does it work? Any enforcement? We also need to talk about the performance monitoring, because sometimes you have metrics. You have metrics in order to maintain. This is about the business, effective business, expectation, okay, of data governance. So the metrics you put together and monitoring your quality will depends on how you can create such a value expected. So on that basis, you use this KPI to track, and improve data quality because you put metrics there, okay? And also you look at the risk and cost reduction that prevents errors, waste, and also compliance issues, okay? What tests again can we talk about? Like stakeholder confidence.
Yeah.
Very important. Stakeholder confidence increases trust in data and organizational integrity that will ensure across the enterprise data are well taken care of. Those will be your. I hope I will remember this when I'm going to be putting it across for you to put it in your case. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I think that's what I have on that.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Let's go to the other number.
Data quality plans are in place to support the business units. So,
I like that. Yeah. Do we have Paul here? Can Paul talk?
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay. What can you say about that? Because look at the target. Yeah, in 1 year target you put there. In Avoc is one you put 1 year one target is free. Can you help to give reason why you should put 3 there, or you should not put 3 there? If you can talk, or if you don't, we can pass it across to another, or you can phone a friend.
Oh, sir, actually, I'm learning from what he's doing. I'm
Okay.
actually learning from what he's doing.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm learning.
High Excellency, have you got anything to say on that target?
Yes, I do. It says, what's the question? It says data quality, which we're doing
Plans.
number 4, right?
number
Yeah.
4, yes, please.
Place to support the business unit. And he's got a 3 there. As long as they are in place, then that's fine. But when they're not in place, that's where we have where the story starts, especially if this is likely a greenfield before, then for him to meet that target again in that 1 year, because we're just talking about 1 year. 1 year looks, on paper, 1 year looks long, but in reality, 1
Yeah.
year is almost nothing.
Yeah.
So with that, having said that, it could be that the systems have outdated data models. So that will likely make it not meet that 1 year target. It could be that there's low, the staff who are there. Again, it could be that there's low literacy, or they don't have the right skill set, or again, they're resisting adoption they're resisting adopting new data quality routines. So, and then, or it could just be that a lot of us are quite lazy and we just do copy and paste. So, which means you might not be able to meet that plan. Data quality plans are in place to support the business unit. If I'm one of those people who just does copy and paste, or relying solely on manual entry without any system in place to checkmate things, maybe like you have a formula, like your Excel sheet or whatever system you're using has some sort of formula that if the wrong thing is put in there, it will stop it immediately. That could also be a hindrance to what you're trying to do. So there are different roadblocks, but it's not impossible. It's just that there are so many things that might
Mitigate
stop you from
against
that
yeah.
target. Yeah, from hitting that 3 which you want to hit. So realistically, again, I will put a 2. But if I hit a 3, then of course my manager will be applauding me, or the business, the major players at the top will be applauding me for being able to achieve that 3. But if I'm able to achieve a 2, then I probably will get a pat on my back and say, yes, you have done well. And again, it depends on the organization you are being employed by. If it's an organization where you have 10,000 people, and then you have to liaise with the IT department, you have to liaise with the human resources department, you have to don't forget that all these places are being managed by the human factor. So the human factor, it could be that I came into the office and I just had a quarrel with my husband, and then you want some information from me. At that time, my frustration will not even allow me to see what is in front of me. Or it could be that someone annoyed me on the bus or on the train. So because of that, you've rubbed me up the wrong way. So there are lots of things which might hinder the human being giving you the information you want. But if it's a small organization, yes, why not? Maybe 100 people, 200 people, yes, why not? You might be able to do what you want to do. But when it comes to a larger organization where you have to liaise with all these other people like the IT, training departments, human resources departments, all sorts, then that might not be a realistic target for you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I always speak things with you, Her Majesty, because you're trying to put a smart, plan. Okay, the arrow there being realistic, and we're talking about and being measurable, and also,
Absolutely. And I was going to say that with every organization, if I have created some sort of database or spreadsheet, which I'm quite proud of, and suddenly His Excellency is coming in and saying that, you know what, your spreadsheet is not that fantastic after all, because I have this lofty idea where I'm bringing in a Power BI or Silos or one other fancy kind of thing that will just press a button and it will just do everything. I will say, okay, you want to come and tell me how to do my job?
Yeah.
All right. You want me to give you this spreadsheet which I have built over the years with 10,000 names? You want me to give it to you? You don't want to go and do your own job? We'll see how you get it from me.
True.
yeah.
So you have that clarifying ownership.
Yeah. So
That's
as far as you want to.
Yes, I'll give you an example of where this has happened. It wasn't to do with data, but it was to do with something that was similar to that. There was Access, sorry, it's not Access now. It's one of these Microsoft Office suite apps. Can't remember what it's called now. Not the regular Excel, not Word. It's something to do with database too. Oh, I can't remember the name now. But at that time, it was just it was a man who was employed. There was a guy who was employed to do that. So everything we did was being fed into that particular system. And unfortunately for us, he was a contractor. So the first time, so he had access to this. He had this database, which he had built, but the master database was somewhere on his own personal laptop, not even with the IT team. So this chap decided that they told him that, right, you have limited time to stay with us. And after so time, your contract will be expired. And I told my manager that when his contract is expired, how are you going to get access to that master database? Because that is where he has built the whole thing. At that time, they thought I was talking nonsense at that time. And then the man left. And he said he was leaving. And then 2 weeks later, this same person who had left was brought back on a higher salary. Because, of course, when he left, he took his master database with him. So he came back and then he was working again. We're feeding in things into that system. It was supposed to be for possessions planning and engineering sort of documents. And the guy was feeding it. Then after some time, he said he was going on holiday and he's not contactable, blah, 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 and he'll be off for 3 weeks. Of course, when the man left for that 3 weeks, there was total chaos and panic because we didn't have that master database which he had been feeding everything into, which at the push of a button will be doing all these fancy maps and diagrams and whatnot. So, and I told my manager, I said, this was one of the things I said to you before, that this person, if he disappears, we are going to stop. We'll have to start from the beginning. So the thing is, he needs to give access to the IT team so that if he's not around, the IT can still manage it. Because every time you feed something new into that system, it's only the man that can feed it. And they said that made sense. So when he came back from his leave, after 3 weeks of downtime for us, they told him that, right, this master database, where do you have it? And he said it's on his system. And they said, oh, okay, is it possible for you to liaise with the IT department for us to have access to this system? Because when you're not here, and with my brothers, they will say, if, for example, you get hit by a bus today, it means we are stuck. So the man said, okay, I hear you. That I hear you, it went on for over 5 months. He didn't give them access. Eventually, they said, you know what, we have to start building from scratch again. Maybe we'll just have to take it and start building. And eventually, the man left the company without giving us access to that system. So that is where one factor comes in.
That is why it is important that we should always have overall database instead of being controlled by only one person.
That's true.
Yeah. So now that improves data quality. Okay. So although we walk past the time, but we need to finish all what you have put together. Very important. So we're looking at the data quality plans are in place to support the business unit. So what are the keywords there? What are the keywords there?
The data quality plans.
It's a plan.
Yeah.
So we have plans. So then we're talking about support.
Support.
It's okay. So if you put the target on that, we're talking about plan now. Anytime we talk about plan, in most cases comes strategic. Because your program is going to be strategic. And the plan for the program will require support from other experts, and also the resultant effect of your plan will also to support the business needs as well. Now, the areas we need to look at in terms of that data quality plans that will support data governance itself is proactive management. So take note, we need does your plan move from fixing data to hello? Does your plan move from fixing data to prevent poor quality, to prevent equality? Or does your plan have business alignment, tailors data quality action to issue priorities? Or does the plan, data quality plan, does it have accountability, which of course we may refer to the other time when we talk about business needs? Does it clarify in terms of accountability? Does it clarify ownership and stewardship rules? Because those are the people who need to be held accountable and responsible for anything in terms of the quality of the data.
Mm.
It can be any type of data stewards. We have different types of the data stewards are people who actually enforces the policy that you put together. Enforces the language enforce. It's quite different. They don't create, they don't develop, they enforce. So the data governance Manager is the one that create or develop policies, while the stewards enforces the policies. So, and then is there any standardization in terms of quality? That is very important to ensure the common data definitions and rules are in place. So what you are using to put your criteria and target to be such amount, you need to look at it. If I don't know in place, I will put this in place. I will put it in place before that, because it depends on the budget. So you're also going to look at a monitoring process, whether you say, okay, I will make sure I put metrics in monitoring that enables measurement and continuous data improvement take place as you go on to maturity or nurturing. So is there anything in place or you want to put in place with your budget, having that target a root cause resolution, that if there is anything, if you have to know quickly a root cause of it, but in order to provide in a structure for issues of detection and correction that may emerge. Those decisions are also very important for your target, whether you'll be able to do that. Don't forget, from beginning, all the targets, they have ripple effect on the other ones. So if they can budget on all those things for you, then definitely you should be able to have this is your target result. Depends, again, as if he said, it depends on the corporation, the company you're working. And issue of collaboration should come in any of all these reasons why they should be, to build your case, supporting your targets for 1 year, also for 3 years. They might say no. It's good sometimes. I like the way you did it. It's good that over target is so you stretch the management. Then they will not say, okay, let's hold on to. But if you just put on 2, they're going to move you to 1, because companies sometimes they are very difficult for them to buy into your program and also secure funding. But if you stretch them and putting your case, like as we did in ocean flow the other time, you remember when we had the ocean flow case study, that you have to present your case. Why does data matter? Okay, we have 7.something grains of sand on Earth, and there are about 9.2 something bytes of green, quarter byte green that has been produced every day, and 98% of all data have been produced. So a lot of them are secondary for assessment. So that being said, it is imperative for you to also have all this case to support whichever may be the target you have. But it's very important. Collaboration is always going to be number 1. Unit, department, and business in a shared governance goals. It's not only one person's work, but you are managing the governance of the entire process. So thank you so much. And do we do the next one, or do you want us to go today? Data governance metrics, the metrics.
Do we
You want us to
have the time? I'm not sure. I'm always stick off time. Somebody who sticks for time. So if we've got the time,
okay.
It's just the last one. So we've got the time.
Okay, we got the time.
I said if we have the time, sir. It's
Let's just
in
do
my
it.
hands.
Let's just do it. Maybe I'll go with it so that we
Okay.
stick to time. Okay. Or has anybody got anything to say before me? Because I can. Has anybody got anything to say before me? Anyone? Has anybody got anything to say? Okay. It's very important that we all have or can you now a little bit justify yours so that we can?
I was thinking if data qualities are in place, then it will be easier to monitor data over time. And at the moment, it's as it is, it's still on initial. So my thinking would be if we have achieved or if I've moved closer to the first four, it means that we would have put in place some kind of metrics and KPIs which can use to monitor and data over time. So I was thinking that the target of 3 seems achievable if we'll stick on the first 4 that we've done. That's where I'm coming from. I'm not sure whether that would
Right. Yeah, I love that anyway. So now let's look at this about data quality metrics are in place. It's, when you talk about metrics, talking about KPI to monitor data quality over time. Okay, in that way, what we're talking about is about the continuous improvement, how to be in place. What that means enables ongoing tracking and refinement of data quality. Ongoing. You get to track whether the refinement, whether the tracking is taking, whether the quality is being improved all the time. So you can talk about to make your case in terms of target. The target being that, because I will continue to have a target that will continuously improve the quality. And also we line with that, you may be thinking about performance measurement. That is very important. Try to convert data governance goes into measurable, key performance indicators. You can have in a different form. Okay. So you're able to make your case that target by putting that target. And the next 3 years, you can increase it to. And you can think about decision support, which ensures reliable data for business insight as one of the metrics that will support data governance. So strong enough. That decision support is strong. Really also risk detection. Or can you measure it? How it's been done? You have, especially when you flag, you have a detection metrics whereby you flag data issues before they escalate. Or also look at accountability, assigns responsibility to data owners and stewards as part of your quality metrics. And probably you could talk about benchmarking with some matured company who has some company who has got matured or optimized data governance management as well. So, and especially when you see a company that has got issues of data breach, so you're going to learn from there as well in terms of benchmarking. So, and by so doing, you have assess such company progress and maturity across the functional department in the enterprise. So you see they are lacking their failures and see where you can improve yourself. Above all, because we're talking about business value, how it ensures governance strength, that means you need to demonstrate return on investment and also reinforces executive buy-in into your program. You must tell them why they should buy into your program because of return on investment, not rate of return, or return on investment, with respect to the business value that you created from your program. That is with time, because if you can't measure it with the time, then we need to set another smart target, which is smart goal. So you either reduce it or you increase it, depends on what you have. This is what I can have at the moment. This recording is on Robosaka TV, YouTube. So even if I can't put what I have said together, if you go and listen to it again, you'll be able to get it in typing. Is that okay?
It is. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
It's really helpful what you've just done. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure, sir.
Thank
So I will want others to bring their case. It might not be the same as this. And then you'll be able to tell us why it should be this, why it should not be that, why should this target be that. There's a comment, if you look at what His Excellency Ambassador Law actually put there, he put comments by the side of it, creating columns and rows, put the decisions. I think by next time he will complete it and complete the rest as well. So if Peace, do we have Peace here?
Yes, sir.
Have you got anything to present, but not today, to be quite honest?
Okay, then.
Okay, so you got something to present?
Not today, sir.
Okay, all right, thank you. So are we
There's
learning from?
something, but the way I was hearing it here was different from what I did, sir.
So you can adjust when you go. So we can adjust when you go, isn't it?
Yes, sir, I'll do that.
Okay, so we got a lot to think and to talk about this. I think the next person should come out with the next the law. If you can scroll so that you know the next one there you have. Okay. Continue. So I just want to. Okay, that's governance. Oh, that's big. Governance. The next one, somebody should talk about the governance. Another person should talk about policies, procedures, and standards. I should give reasons and comment, put comment by the side. And as soon as you do, you will see data quality practice score. If you go to that side, you will see it will visualize over there. And you will see things begin to normalize so much. Some of those data in each of these sheets will just be coming as straight and straightforward. So it'll be so easy for your case that you put before the business, the stakeholders. Thank you so much. Did we learn anything today?
Very well. Yes, thank you, sir.
Absolutely, we did.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Feedback.
sir.
The feedback is always very important when you send it to the group, also so that we learn, and they will help us in the website coming out. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right.